Breanna Stewart overcame an incredibly traumatic childhood to achieve unimaginable feats in her career, but it's what she did off of the court that changed the women's game forever. Insane wingspan. Breanna has a mega wingspan. Growing up, she used to struggle with her height and long limbs. Her arms were so long that getting on clothes was a struggle. A lot of times she would end up wearing three-quarter stuff. She would buy three-quarter sleeves, bunch it up, and make it look like it was supposed to be like that. When she was in the 8th grade, everyone started calling her Bean. It came from one of her seniors on her team. The reason why the nickname stuck was because she looked like a string bean. However, with time, she became used to her body proportions and turned them into her biggest cheat code on the court. By my junior year, I was 6'4" and I was done growing. That's when I grew into my body. It was about understanding how to use my length, how to make it all work together on the court. At the same time, I got better dribbling the ball, shooting the ball, though that made it a lot easier to figure out how I can shoot with so much arm. Now at 6'4", you would think her wingspan would only be slightly longer. However, her wingspan is longer than LeBron James's. LeBron has a wingspan of 7 feet, while Breanna boasts a 7'1" wingspan. Usually, it is supposed to be the same length as your height, but hers is 9 inches longer than her height. She might have struggled with her long limbs as a kid, but unfortunately for Breanna, a traumatic incident overshadowed everything. Basketball obsession. She is a survivor. Breanna was born in Syracuse, New York, to a single mother, Heather Baldwin. Her biological father was not involved in her life, and her mother worked multiple jobs to support herself and her daughter. When Stewart was a toddler, her mother began dating Brian Stewart, who later adopted Stewart after marrying Baldwin. In 2017, she revealed that she was abused from the age of 9 to 11. She was one of the first female athletes to speak not even a month after the #MeToo became a thing. Being one of the first female athletes to discuss sexual abuse is groundbreaking and incredibly important. She reported the abuse to her parents, who immediately called the police. The perpetrator, who was married to her maternal aunt, confessed to the abuse and ultimately served prison time. By that time, she had also found passion in her life. She began playing basketball at an early age. Due to her height, her coaches wanted her inside as a rebounder, but her father encouraged her to practice ball handling skills and a perimeter shooting ability. She started a daily routine of dribbling around her block, wearing headphones for a mile. Her routine improved her ball handling to the point that she routinely dribbled behind her back or between her legs. Once I really fell in love with basketball, I realized that I'm able to do a lot of the things within the sport. I realized there weren't a lot of players like that. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to win and be the best player I could be. After an incredible high school career, she did something truly legendary in college. Basketball journey. UConn was not her first option. Growing up, Breanna wanted to go to North Carolina. But when she started going on visits and she visited UConn, she knew that that is where she needed to be. Breanna signed her letter on the hood of her car, then gave it to her father at his office to fax to the school. She started off breaking records. She scored a total of 169 points in her first 10 games, which broke Maya Moore's record for most points in a player's first 10 career games. While in the Big East tournament, she dropped 51 points, matching the number scored by Diana Taurasi in her tournament debut. Her name was already associated with legends. Breanna earned the award of the most outstanding player of the Final Four, the first freshman to win the award since 1987. And she wasn't about to slow down anytime soon. By the end of her sophomore year, she was named AP Player of the Year, only the third time in history it went to a sophomore. When in her final season at UConn, she had career highs in rebounds, assists, and blocks while shooting 57.9% from the floor, sweeping all possible individual honors. In leading UConn to another national championship, she was part of the first 4-time national championship class in NCAA history, and also became the first player to be named the Final Four Most Outstanding Player 4 times. In her college career, Breanna won 151 games and lost 5, which included 4 straight national championships. She is the first NCAA basketball player ever to tally 400 assists and block 400 shots. She was one of only 6 Huskies with at least 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. So it is safe to say that she entered the WNBA with some high expectations because she was about to get a reality check of a lifetime. WNBA career. It wasn't going to be so easy at the next level. Breanna was drafted first overall in the 2016 WNBA draft by the Seattle Storm. She would play alongside superstar veteran point guard Sue Bird. Although she won the WNBA Rookie of the Year award, she lost more games than she had in the past 4 years combined. My first season, we lost like 19 games, and I was kind of like, whoa, this isn't supposed to happen. In 2017, Breanna continued to flourish after an impressive rookie season. She was voted into the 2017 WNBA All-Star Game, making it her first career All-Star Game appearance. The following year, she established herself as a superstar. By the end of the season, she would win the MVP award and help the Storm to a 26-8 record with the #1 seed in the league. In the finals, the Storm would defeat the Washington Mystics in a 3-game sweep, winning their first championship in 8 years. She won Finals MVP, becoming the 6th player in league history to win both League MVP and Finals MVP in the same year. However, with the highs came the lows. She would go on to miss the entire following year due to a torn Achilles. In July of 2020, Stewart returned to playing, rejoining her teammates at the IMG Academy for training. She won her 2nd title with the Storm in 2020 and was named the 2020 WNBA Finals MVP. After which, she decided it was time for a change in scenery, and she took her talents to the Big Apple. Despite all these big-time accomplishments, her pay seems to be a little lacking. WNBA contract. Her endorsements came in clutch. One of the bigger contracts she signed was an extension with the Seattle Storm worth $375,000 over a 2-year span. She followed this up with a 1-year $228,000 deal with the Storm. The New York Liberty took over afterward and paid her $175,000 for a single year and then retained her services for another 1-year deal worth $205,000. Along with these deals, she signed a multi-year endorsement deal with Nike, which ended in 2021. After which, she signed a multi-year endorsement with Puma. In September of 2022, she released the first female signature shoe in over a decade, called Stewie 1 Quiet Fire. Her other endorsements include Therabody and Cliff Bar. While off the court, she stays busy living a different kind of life. Off the court. Winning gold medals was not her first priority during the Tokyo Games. Breanna has won 5 gold medals during her career, but during the 2020 Games, her mind was elsewhere. 4 days after winning a gold medal and Most Valuable Player honors at the Tokyo Games women's basketball tournament, she experienced a moment that she said could compare with nothing else: the birth of her first child. It took my breath away, the most important moment of my life. Breanna and her wife Marta welcomed their first child, daughter Ruby May, via surrogate in August 2021. The couple documented the birth of their daughter in a short film with Bleacher Report. She went from one emotion to the next, from winning a gold medal to realizing that she was going home and her daughter was going to be born in less than 24 hours. She is now the most prominent player to become a mother since the Women's National Basketball Players Association championed a trailblazing labor agreement that set a new template for how sports leagues should treat women. On May 14, 2023, the couple issued a joint statement on their respective Instagram profiles that they were expecting their 2nd child in October. On October 25, 2023, the couple's son, Theo Josep Stewart Xargay, was born. The mom life keeps her pretty busy.